Molly DeLuca was playing outside with the family's new rescue dog, House, when it happened. The little girl's terrified cries drew her family out to the yard, where a horrifying scene met them. At first, they saw the dog's erratic behavior, then they saw the blood. Adam and Danya DeLuca live in Tampa, Florida with their 2 children, 7-year-old Molly and her younger brother, Joey. For a long time, they also lived with a German Shepherd mixed dog called Bailey. The furry family member meant the world to Danya. Bailey was with DeLuca for the most emotional moments of her life until his passing in March of 2016. But just days after his death, she decided to rescue again. "I knew I had to do something good with Bailey's loss," Danya wrote on Facebook on May 22, 2016. Despite Adam's confusion, he went along with his wife's wishes and they adopted a German Shepherd called House. The family's fears about the adoption being premature were immediately forgotten. Danya described the transition in an interview with The Today Show on May 16, 2016. "House just bonded with all of us so quickly," Danya reported. "It was like he was always part of our home. Even the neighbors took to him. It was meant to be. He especially loved the children and took it upon himself to make sure that they were safe." The mom of 2 elaborated, "Especially at night, he's very protective of the kids. He follows them around, he takes care of them." Additionally, Danya told the local media that it's common practice for House to patrol the garden with the intention of guarding his charges. 2 months after his adoption, House accompanied little Molly when she wandered outside into the DeLuca's yard. She went to gather up dog toys and the big German Shepherd followed her. However, something other than chew toys was lurking in the grass that day. As Molly's grandmother watched from the doorway, House started acting in a strange way. She observed him leaping at something in the vegetation several times, but each time he recoiled as if struck. Consequently, Grandma DeLuca went over to investigate. That's when Molly's grandma noticed that House had been shielding the little girl from an eastern diamondback rattlesnake. Diamondbacks are not only the biggest and heaviest rattlesnakes in the US, they're also North America's deadliest serpent. In humans, their bite has a 30% chance of ending in fatality. Although diamondbacks are not violent by nature, this one clashed with House, who fought to protect Molly. The erratic behavior that Grandma DeLuca witnessed was House attacking the snake. She also saw the dog recoiling from the serpent's bite when the diamondback sank its fangs into it. For Molly's part, the whole ordeal terrified her. "I was really scared," she told ABC News on May 18, 2016. Her mother added, "Molly wasn't particularly paying attention, but she saw the aftermath. What the little girl experienced must have been traumatic." According to Grandma DeLuca, the diamondback's bite left House's leg pouring blood. Furthermore, despite being on his feet, he couldn't hold any weight on his front paw. Within minutes, the dog's condition deteriorated to the point where he couldn't stand up. Even more worryingly, Molly's grandmother could barely tell if House was breathing, and he was salivating uncontrollably. After making sure Molly was okay, she took House to an emergency veterinary surgery. Luckily, it was close by and the vet began immediate snakebite treatment on the German Shepherd. Danya joined her daughter and mother at the Tampa Bay Veterinary Clinic, where the vets made a discovery. Usually, if a snake bites a dog, the canine retreats. However, House was fighting for his family, and as Danya put it, he stood his ground. In fact, the diamondback had bitten House 3 times, flooding his system with venom. He'd absorbed so much of it that the veterinarians put him on a drip immediately, delivering the equivalent of 9 antivenom doses. House also required a blood transfusion as a result of the attack. As House's life hung in the balance, the unavoidable vet bills increased beyond affordability for the DeLucas. But his family couldn't just let him die. With that in mind, they set up a crowdfunding page to help with the medical costs. The public donated far in excess of the DeLucas' $28,000 goal. Their GoFundMe campaign actually reached a whopping $51,000. House fought just as hard for his own life as he did for Molly's, and thanks to the vet's prompt treatment, he was preparing to go home just 7 days later. DeLuca couldn't believe how much House had recovered in such a short time. "I would almost say it seems miraculous based on the turnaround that we had from last week," she told ABC News. "We're just really happy." So how is House these days? Well, on May 15, 2017, DeLuca provided an update in response to his curious fans. "We've gotten a lot of requests for updates, so I wanted to reach out," she wrote. "House is doing very well. He's happy and healthy with very minimal lasting effects." Now this brave dog is giving back to Heidi's legacy, the local shelter that he came from. The DeLucas are acting as foster parents for dogs in need of a home, and House is helping them. Even after such a traumatic experience, you can't take the hero out of House. I hope you like this video. If so, please hit the subscribe button and click on the bell icon to make sure you never miss a video from our channel.